right, so you know how to play the notes of the treble clef, you know how to play the notes of the bass clef, you know how to figure out the rhythms, and you know how to find out the key signatures. So you're set, you're ready to play, but you might find this thing extremely tedious. That's because learning how to read music is extremely tedious. But I want to encourage you to cheat wherever possible. I want to show you a couple of the ways that I cheat when I'm reading music, because I don't like reading music, and I don't read music by like taking a look at each of the letters and trying to figure it out. And the same way that when you read, you're not like trying to sound out each of the letters. Like you could sound it out, k-at, and when you're starting out, you have to do that. So that's reasonable. But after a while, you just see C-A-T and you just think of a cat and you just say the word cat out loud. So you're not actually reading letters, you're actually reading words, and you're not actually even reading words. Most of the time, you're reading actual phrases. So we want to do the same thing in music. We want to get so familiar with this stuff that we can just kind of like cheat, so we don't have to do all of the hard work that you're doing right now to read music. So first of all, the way to get good at reading music is to read a lot of music, but also a couple little hints here. If I were you with the rhythms, like when I'm reading rhythms, I'm mostly not actually doing the counting in my head. I've done it a million times and it's helped, but eventually you want to just kind of feel beat one. So for the rhythms, this thing right here happens on beat one. This thing right here happens on beat one. This thing right here happens on beat one. So when I'm looking at this music, I'm not thinking about a G and then an F and then an E and then a quarter note and a 1 and 2. And I'm just thinking about, I got a G on beat one. I got an F on beat one. I got an F on beat one. And then I try to fill in some of the gaps. But if I mess up, I know that I'm on beat one, I'm going to be right back here. So no matter what happens, I'm not going to let one note mess me up for the rest of my playing, because that's a really common problem, is that you miss one note and then, oh no, I'm lost. I don't know where I am. But just don't worry about the middle parts. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, something, 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 1. And I'm not even really thinking about the beats either. I'm not thinking about 2, 3, 4. I'm just going, You can just kind of feel 4 beats after a while. So trying to feel 4 beats, feel a measure, and pay attention to the beginning of the measure. That's step 1. So that means you're going to miss a lot of notes. But when you miss notes, it won't mess you up nearly as bad. You'll be able to keep on going, because I'm not really reading each of the letters in between. Also, I'm not reading any of the letters at all, really. I'm reading this one right here. So I need to know that I'm going to start on a G, and I'm going to go find a G on my piano. That's pretty much the end of the letter reading that I'm going to pay attention to, because I can see that from that note to that note, I'm supposed to go 1 down. So I'm just going to go 1 down. Yeah. I don't know what note that is. I mean, it happens to be an F, but in order to find that out, I'd have to look at my hand, know that I'm playing an F. All I know is I played a G, and then I went down 1. And then I went down 1. And then I went from that line to that line, which means I skipped over a space, so I'm going to skip over a note. So I just played and had no idea what I was playing, except I know I started on a G, and then I went down, and then skipped up. And as it turns out, it doesn't matter that I didn't know what any of those letters were, because I played it the correct way. And I could also see they were all quarter notes. So I'm not thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm just thinking about put 1 on every single pulse. So there and there and there and there. So I don't know what beat I'm on really, but I know when I come back around to beat 1, I should be playing whatever that note is. Now, like I said before, you can look ahead and think, okay, so I've got an F coming up. But honestly, if it was me... So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.